In 1949, the highest honor in science, the Nobel Prize, was awarded for severing the frontal lobes of human brains with an ice pick. They called it a breakthrough. They called it consensus. They called it settled science. If you're new here, I'm Dr. Brian, retired physician and founder of Health Without Risk. We are continuing our look at Sam Hoole's pattern of consensus over the 20th century from X.com. The 1930s marked the birth of one of the most tragic chapters in medical history, the prefrontal lobotomy. It all began in 1935 when a Portuguese neurologist adapted experiments from chimpanzees to human psychiatric patients. At a time when asylums were overcrowded, underfunded, and desperate for solutions, lobotomy wasn't just sold as a cure, it was sold as a management tool. How did the public accept this? They didn't just accept it, they celebrated it. It wasn't hidden. Major press outlets praised it as surgery for the soul, promising families that a simple operation could pluck madness straight from the brain. Enter American neurologist Dr. Walter Freeman. Freeman took the procedure out of formal operating rooms, developing the transorbital ice pick method. He traveled the country in a camper van, performing thousands of operations, sometimes multiple in a single afternoon. What about the critics of this little operation? Early neurosurgeons and psychiatrists voiced serious concerns, warning that the procedure was crude, irreversible, and caused permanent personality blunting. Instead of engaging with those warnings, the medical establishment dismissed dissenters as overly sentimental, old-fashioned, or standing in the way of scientific progress. There was never a formal apology to these early critics. The institutional consensus simply moved on when a better product arrived. That replacement came in 1954 with chlorpromazine, or thorazine. Almost overnight, the chemical lobotomy rendered the surgical one obsolete. But between 40 and 50,000 Americans had already undergone this horrible procedure. Whatever happened to Dr. Walter Freeman? As long-term harm became undeniable and medical society stripped his privileges, Freeman refused to admit error. He spent his final years driving across America, obsessively chasing down former patients to prove his life's work was justified. Dying in 1972 and still convinced he was right. The lobotomy era reveals the danger of institutional certainty. When relieving system burdens is prioritized over long-term clinical safety, questioning the method is treated as anti-progress. Certainty arrived first. The evidence of harm took decades to catch up. Next up, we move into the 1940s when a chemical marvel was hailed as the ultimate savior for public health, sprayed directly over schoolyards and town squares long before the hidden costs came to light. Follow along as we examine what was considered the settled science of the past 125 years.